Good evening, and welcome to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm Nicodemus, and I will be your host as we take a look at the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. And remember, none of this is financial advice. And it's 10 p.m. Pacific on Thursday, July 18th, 2023. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter, where we have no sponsors, no hidden agendas, and no BS. But we do have the news, so let's get to that. I've got a packed show for you tonight, folks. We'll be diving into the UK's Financial Conduct Authority's latest move against crypto memes and influencers and what it means for the future of crypto promotion. We'll also be discussing the recent regulatory challenges faced by Coinbase and how this could impact their staking offerings. In addition, we'll be exploring the potential implications of a court ruling suggesting that Ripple's XRP token might not be a security and how this could revolutionize cross-border transactions. We'll also be keeping you updated on the ongoing legal battle between Ripple and the SEC and what the next steps could be. Furthermore, we'll be discussing the push for stablecoin legislation in the United States Congress and how this could shape the future of digital assets. And last but not least, we'll be delving into the SEC head Gary Gensler's thoughts on artificial intelligence and its potential impact on the global economy. The UK's Financial Conduct Authority, or FCA, recently expanded its oversight to include crypto promotions. This move came with the approval of the Financial Services and Markets Act just last month. Now, this isn't just about the big companies. It's about the influencers too, the ones who are not paid directly by a firm, but post online in hope of getting hired later or to gain more views. The FCC made it clear that these influencers fall within the scope of promotion rules, just like those who do get paid. Now, here's the kicker. If these influencers communicate financial promotions without the approval of an authorized person, they could be communicating an illegal financial promotion. That's right, illegal. And it's not just about getting approval. These influencers need to make sure their promotions are fair and not misleading. It seems like the FCA's move is a clear sign of the growing scrutiny on social crypto media promoters. Just last year, Jessica and Eve Gale, former contestants on the UK reality show Love Island, were told to stop misleading their Instagram followers with pro-crypto posts. That came from the Advertising Standards Authority, the ad industry's self-regulatory organization. The FCA also set out rules for promoting products using financial incentives like airdrops. They're banned. Crypto companies also need clear risk warnings with their ads. Registered crypto companies will be allowed to approve their own ads for a limited time once the new financial promotions regime comes into force in October. Now let's talk about the memes. Yes, the memes. The FCA noticed that promotional memes are particularly prevalent in the crypto sector. They've warned that these memes could be considered financial promotions, and if they are non-compliant with financial promotion rules, they could carry up to 2 years in jail. The FCA also noticed an increase in finance-oriented influencers promoting financial products they have little knowledge of. They've warned these influencers that their promotions could be an offense punishable by up to 2 years in jail, an unlimited fine, or both. So what's the takeaway here? It seems like the FCA is tightening its grip on the crypto world. And remember, this is the same organization that considers crypto to be a high-risk investment. It's clear they're not exactly on our side. Before we move on to our next story, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to stay updated on all things crypto. Now let's shift gears and talk about recent regulatory challenges faced by Coinbase. While Ripple is still celebrating its partial victory over the SEC, and we'll get to Ripple here in a bit, but Coinbase is still facing some serious regulatory challenges. Just last Friday, they had to suspend retail staking services in 4 states. Why? Because those states are claiming that Coinbase's staking offerings are securities, which is a pretty big deal, folks. Now, you might remember that the US District Court recently ruled that Ripple's XRP token is not a security. And here's the kicker, it can be classified as a security when used in certain transactions. Remember what they said about sales directly to institutional investors? Well, that puts Coinbase Earn in a tricky spot. It could be defined as a security within this context. The whole staking issue was a hot topic during the first pre-motion hearing in the SEC's lawsuit against Coinbase. If any of the 10 states that initiated proceedings against Coinbase for operating an illegal staking program affirm that the program facilitates security offerings, the SEC's arguments could gain support. Now let's switch gears a bit. Coinbase's CEO, Brian Armstrong, is set to meet with Democrats from the House of Representatives in Congress. This is happening behind closed doors, and it's happening while Coinbase is in the middle of that legal battle with the SEC. Armstrong will be meeting with members of the new Democratic coalition. This group of over 100 Democrats claims to be committed to pro-economic growth, pro-innovation, and fiscally responsible policies. The meeting will cover digital asset legislation and related issues, including tax, national security, privacy, and climate. Recently, lawmakers from the House and Senate introduced separate bills to bring clarity to crypto regulation. But with a divided Congress, it's unclear how successful these efforts will be. Remember, the SEC charged Coinbase with breaching federal securities law on June 6th. Coinbase responded by saying the SEC's action violates due process and constitutes an abuse of discretion. In any case, I hope Mr. Armstrong is successful in reaching the members of the new Democratic coalition. I have long said that the day crypto becomes a left versus right issue, both the left and the right will lose. Next up, we'll be looking at the next step for Ripple and the SEC in their legal battle. As previously mentioned, a recent court ruling has stirred up the crypto space. The ruling suggested that XRP, Ripple's token, might not be a security, at least in some conditions. This decision is a big deal, and it's already making waves. Stu Alderati, the chief legal officer of Ripple Labs, thinks this is a game changer. He believes that banks in the United States might start using XRP for cross-border transactions. Alderati is hopeful that this ruling will encourage financial institutions to explore the potential of XRP. He sees a future where banks use XRP to move value across borders without incurring high fees. This could be the start of a new era for both Ripple and XRP. The ruling also sparked interest among U.S. exchanges. Many are considering relisting XRP for trading. Some, including Coinbase and Kraken Pro, have already done so. With the security label no longer hanging over XRP, partnerships between Ripple and banks could find new life. Bank of America had been eyeing Ripple back in 2019, and American Express first partnered with Ripple in 2017. The price of XRP has already seen a boost, increasing by more than 50% since the court ruling. Now let's talk about some of the implications of this thing. Timothy Masad is a former chair of the United States Commodity Futures Trading Commission. He believes the Ripple court ruling could impact how businesses and lawmakers approach crypto. However, he maintains there's still a need for regulatory clarity. Masad argues that the court ruling doesn't necessarily limit the scope of the Howey test, which is the standard that the SEC uses to identify a security. He believes the SEC could consider an appeal of the judge's decision, or lawmakers could step in. He emphasizes that we cannot create a crypto regulatory framework solely through enforcement. Masad proposes that the SEC and the CFTC should work together to develop standards on crypto. These standards should aim to provide investor and market protection. He believes that the Ripple ruling has made the argument for regulatory clarity more compelling and more urgent. Interestingly enough, Judge Annalisa Torres referred the remaining issues in the SEC versus Ripple case to Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn. The next phase of the case is set to move forward, with the case being transferred to the magistrate's office. This stage usually involves discovery and a short window to raise objections. It's also the most likely portion of the proceedings for a settlement to occur. In that partial victory for Ripple, Torres ruled to dismiss the allegation that Ripple broke the law by posting its XRP token on public exchanges. This has been interpreted to mean that XRP is not a security, with implications for the crypto market as a whole. However, accusations remain that XRP was sold as a security when Ripple sold it directly to investors via a marketing scheme. Netburn will oversee this ensuing phase, where, as some experts predict, the SEC might be tempted to allow Ripple to settle the case. Now, if the magistrate's name sounds familiar to you, that could be because Netburn has been involved with this case since its start. That includes weighing in on previous motions. She's the one that issued the order to release the much-anticipated Hinman documents, the collection of SEC files that included text from a speech given by then-Director William Hinman in 2018. The referral of the case to Netburn has sparked anticipation within the XRP community. Netburn's directive is significant. It indicates a potential opportunity for both parties to engage in productive discussions and to explore the possibility of a settlement. However, it is important to note that the judge's suggestion does not guarantee an imminent resolution to the case. So the court is urging both Ripple and the SEC to explore settlement possibilities. But this decision ultimately rests with the involved parties. There is a possibility that one or both sides may decline to participate in a settlement conference, or such a conference could fail to reach an agreement even if they do engage in discussions. However, the court's recommendation highlights the importance of considering alternate paths to resolution. Based on Netburn's history in the case, many XRP enthusiasts hope she will continue to issue rulings in Ripple's favor based on the facts of the case. This optimism is a testament to the distrust that the crypto community has towards government institutions like the SEC. It's a reminder that in the world of crypto, the fight for decentralization and freedom for traditional financial systems is very much alive. Moving on, we're going to delve into the push for stablecoin legislation in the US Congress. This could shape the future of digital assets, so you don't want to miss it. Senior members of the Financial Services Committee are pushing for stablecoin legislation. They believe that a vote on this matter will likely happen in the committee this month. It seems that both Republicans and Democrats, along with parts of the Biden administration, are likely to agree on a path forward for a comprehensive framework for stablecoins. Republicans are advocating for a state-level pathway for approval and regulation of stablecoins. However, they do agree with Democrats that they should not create a race to the bottom for guardrails around these digital assets. This sentiment was shared by Representative French Hill, a senior member of the Financial Services Committee. He mentioned that, under the current draft of the legislation, stablecoins would fall under review or enforcement by the Federal Reserve, which is interesting because Fed Chair Jerome Powell had previously told Congress that the central bank should play a role in regulating these payment tokens. Now, the way I see it, there is a tension between state and federal policy in the stablecoin debate. Even so, Representative Jim Himes, a senior Democrat on the Financial Services Committee, does not see this as a major hurdle to the bill becoming law. He emphasized that proof of full, one-to-one backing of stablecoins is the most important provision, indirectly referencing the high-profile Terra Luna collapse last year. There's a conversation happening right now between the committee and the regulators. They're working in good faith to reach a consensus, and I sincerely hope they're successful. I have my concerns, because congressional Democrats expressed some skepticism toward a Republican-led market structure bill. This bill would grant the CFTC broader oversight over Bitcoin and other agreed-upon digital commodity markets. In the end, both Hill and Himes showed bipartisan support for getting a stablecoin bill done. Hill expressed optimism about having a stablecoin law in place a year from now, but he was a bit more cautious about the markets legislation. So what should we make of all this? Well, it's clear that the government is taking steps to regulate the world of stablecoins, and it's so appropriate that Congress is looking at this, and it's not being left to Gensler or Powell. But as we know, the devil is in the details. Even if legislation is enacted, and there is no guarantee, it remains to be seen how these regulations will impact the crypto market and whether they will be able to strike a balance between protecting consumers and fostering innovation. Now, for our final story of the night, let's discuss SEC head Gary Gensler's thoughts on artificial intelligence and its potential impact on the global economy. The head of the SEC recently shared some thoughts on artificial intelligence and its potential impact on the global economy. Gensler warned that if big tech companies monopolize the development of AI for financial markets, it could destabilize the global economy. He expressed concern that AI could increase financial fragility by promoting herding. Now, herding is where individual actors make similar decisions because they're getting the same signal from a base model or data aggregator. It's kind of like traders who tend to listen to the same influencers tend to make the same decisions when it comes to the market, because they're all working off of the same info. Gensler also mentioned that he's asked the SEC staff to recommend potential regulations to address ways AI might be optimized to benefit intermediaries at investors' expense. He's concerned that advisors or brokers might prioritize their interests over investors. This is a clear sign that the SEC is keeping a close eye on how AI is being used in the financial markets. Here's my take on it. Gensler's speech comes at a time when AI innovation has accelerated, leading to calls for the technology to be regulated or even banned. He warned that failing to regulate AI could endanger the global economy by exacerbating the inherent network interconnectedness of the global financial system. He even suggested that AI might play a central role in future financial crises. Gensler's comments reflect a growing concern about the potential risks of AI in the financial system. He believes that existing risk management tools are not sufficient to mitigate the risks posed by advanced AI tools to the U.S. and global financial systems. He also pointed out that the current guardrails have become outdated amid a new wave of data analytics breakthroughs. On the other hand, Gary thinks that financial technology from the 30s should be ruling the digital asset space, so there's that. Now, while AI has the potential to revolutionize the financial markets, it's clear that there are significant risks that need to be managed. It's crucial for regulators like the SEC to keep a close eye on developments to ensure that the use of AI in the financial markets is done in a way that protects investors and the stability of the global economy. So what happened? We started with the UK's FCA cracking down on the crypto memes and influencers, signaling a tighter grip on the crypto world. We then moved on to Coinbase's regulatory challenges, highlighting the ongoing legal battles in the crypto space. We also discussed the recent court ruling suggested that Ripple's XRP token might not be a security and how this could potentially revolutionize cross-border transactions. We also talked about the ongoing legal battle between Ripple and the SEC and what the next steps could be. We also touched on the push for stablecoin legislation in the US Congress and how this could shape the future of digital assets. And finally, we delved into the SEC Chair Gary Gensler's thoughts on artificial intelligence and its potential impact on the global economy. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. If you enjoyed tonight's show, then please like, follow, subscribe, leave a rating, or maybe a review. And in the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow night.